Black men and women are being arrested for Facebook posts, YouTube posts, and tweets against white supremacy. Farrakhan and King Noble were recently under investigation for statements they made of what people are doing, and what we may have to do in response to white supremacy. Those among us that are conscious and even just semi-conscious are fully aware of the hundreds of millions of black people that have been killed, destroyed, and at the very least, negatively impacted in the midst of our 500-year-old war and Holocaust. None of us are free or will be free from the evil empire of white supremacy until it is destroyed. We built the foundation and much of the white supremacy empire's infrastructure and wealth. We literally built it with our hands. The key word is built, not talked, criticized, tweeted, Instagrammed, YouTubed, or Facebooked. One of our Queen professors reminded us that we worked so hard, in fact, that some of the brothers' muscles detached from the bone. Most of us can't even begin to imagine that kind of hard work. When we think of hard work, we think in terms of reading a book or doing homework, or completing some type of non-strenuous job assignment. We simply have no concept of what true empire building is. Do you think Farrakhan doesn't know what true empire building is? He's been trying to get you to help build an empire for over half a century. But, even with all of your consciousness, knowledge, and wisdom, the most we can learn from you is how to make a couple of dollars, or keyboard karate, or how to separate from brothers and sisters that you have petty disagreements with. I heard one person say that he cannot listen to Farrakhan because he said we need our own farms to produce our own food including milk, instead of focusing on the fact that we must be able to produce our own food, which by the way is part of empire building. This fool wants to separate because he disagrees on one of the foods we should eating. He could have been talking about almond milk for all you know. We can identify a self-hating Negro by his or her tendency to immediately separate from black folks without a second thought or giving a benefit of a doubt. Producing your own food, even if it is unhealthy, is part of nation and empire building. You can't have an empire if you can't even feed yourself, fool. And by feeding yourself, I'm not talking about getting some money to buy food from the grocery store. We're talking about producing your own food, which costs no money at all. We don't have to separate from one another because we have disagreements. While we're rebuilding our empire, we will have many disagreements. Booker T. Washington must be revisited. He believed that we should be self-reliant. He was a builder that the Honorable Marcus Garvey came to America hoping to meet. I'm sure Marcus Garvey wouldn't have agreed with everything about Booker T. Washington, but he did agree that in order to build an empire we must do just that, build. George Washington Carver did not agree with Booker T. Washington on everything, but he did agree that we should be self-reliant. With his talents, George Washington Carver could have worked anywhere. Many wealthy European men tried to recruit Carver, including Henry Ford, but he decided that working for what he saw as a black institution was more important. Booker T. and Carver had many disagreements, but this did not prevent them from working together for a common objective. I started this article by saying that brothers and sisters are being arrested and investigated for talking and posting. Imagine what would happen if we were building instead of talking. If you want a fight, start building something then, when they come, and they will come, we will have the fight you were looking for. This has been Daku. Akabo wa Akatu.